we all have to abide by these rules. Just like if you jump up, you have to come down. And, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. All right, so here's how we fixed the United States of America. And it's very simple. So the reality is the U.S. was not created for a diverse community. It was created for white people, essentially. And what happened that kind of messed the United States up? Well, okay, but first, before I even get into that, let's go into a few rules. There's universal rules that it doesn't matter what any human says or does. Like, these are universal rules to all human beings. Like, we all have to abide by these rules. Just like if you jump up, you have to come down. And, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So, so if you put out any type of energy, that energy is going to come back to you one way or another. And so what happened was the white people, the Europeans that came to the United States and claimed it as its own, it started on a bad foundation because they committed genocide to claim this country as their own, and they wiped out the majority of the indigenous people that was here. So that was strike one. And then they faced their own hardships. A lot of them died as well. And, but eventually they got their communities going. But then they decided that they wanted to, basically speed things up and get free labor. So they went to Africa, took a lot of the native Africans and brought them here to do the work that they didn't want to do. And they treated them horribly. And I guess that's known as one of the greatest sins in the history of mankind, is what they did to black people for over 400 years, So then they had that set of negative karma coming back to them. But let's get past that, right? Let's just get to the here now. I had to give you the background so that you can understand where we're at. So now the next thing is, okay, they did those two things, but they got a lot of progress, and they did some good things in between. There's some good things that they did, probably to balance the scales a little bit. And now we are where we are now, right? But the reality is that the U.S. cannot do what countries like China and a bunch of different countries in Africa are doing, simply because they're unable to unite because of the sins of their past. So because of what they did in bringing over all of the native Africans over here and what they did to the Native Americans, they're still dealing with the karma from that. But then they also have a population where they can't really do what they want to do, because they have all these people here that they really don't want here, and it's proof. Like, so there's like a new thing happening in the white community where they have like mask on and mask off. And basically the mask on is they pretend to like people other than themselves, and but behind closed doors they still say the N-word, and can't stand people of color and whatnot. And those are the mask on people. The mask off are just the outwardly racist. Like, I don't like anybody that's not white. Like this guy here, I saw this guy, a young white guy named I think his name is Brad Love or something like that. I think he's on TikTok, but I'll put in a quick clip of him talking here.
They don't like the fact that I don't like you because you're black. I don't like gay people. That's okay. If you're black, I'm not interested. Your skin color is what's holding you back from me wanting to date you. If you're black, I couldn't bring you home to my mother. And plus you would disgust me because I would be thinking I'm dealing with a third-class person. You know what I'm saying? I don't want that shit. I deserve better than that. You act like it's a big deal, like I've not said the N-word a million fucking times. Yeah, I believe this shit. I don't care that I don't like you people. Oh, is he a Trump supporter? No shit. And if we were on Instagram right now, I would have just said the N-word. You get what I'm saying? I don't like you because you're black. I don't like you because you're brown. I don't like you because you're any other color than my skin color.
And yeah, so that's essentially what a lot of young white guys feel like. And the underlying reason for it is simply this. They want to be able to do whatever they want and not feel any type of way about it. And they want control of women. They hate the idea that a lot of women are choosing to be with men that do not look like them. And they want the woman to only choose them. And they want control of the woman. So their solution to this problem, they feel, is to basically get rid of black people. Now, what are their options? They can go back to their original playbook of genocide and basically just kill all the black people here, but then that would create an even worse problem in today's age, where the rest of the world would see what they've done, and that karma would come back to them more instantly because of media and because of how things are. Like that karma will come back to them almost instantly, and in a sense they would wipe out their own population in doing that. So that's one way. Now, if they want to do it the right way, they want to do it in a way where they can wash their hands clean and be truthful about the whole process. And you guys know what they say, they say that the truth shall set you free. So if they be truthful in the matter, say, okay, listen, we don't want these people here, we want them gone. This is what I think they can do to accomplish what they want in a way that won't incur as much negative karma, and it would give them what they want. I think there's roughly like 41 million black people in the US. So they can give each and every one of them an option of taking $300,000 to $500,000 a person and migrate to a different country, either in Africa, the Caribbean, or Asia, or anywhere else but the US, right? So they can do that. And if, let's say, every single black person decided to take them up on that offer, it'll cost the U.S. between 12 trillion to 25 trillion. And from there, they can go ahead and basically solve their problem. Then they can go ahead and do all the stuff they really want to do. They could put in place the laws that really benefit them, that will make them happy, that, is meant for white people, And from there, they can have a society that will all be on the same page, because then they could open up immigration to countries that they want to migrate to the U.S. So they can still have some genetic diversity. They can have people from all over Europe migrate to the U.S. I think there's still some other countries that would still mess with the U.S. After all the black people are gone. You'll probably have India will probably still be heavily involved with the U.S. and they would still heavily migrate over here. I think a lot of the Middle Easterners will also migrate here as well. And you might have places like Vietnam. You might have a lot of Vietnamese that may still want to migrate to the U.S. So you'll have pretty much, and then there'll be also places in South America as well. Yeah. So you still have people from South America. You still have all the Europeans, all the Norwegians, and all the Swedish people, and all of that. All those people, you can have your white utopia, and you can be all on the same page. And I think that's what the U.S. would need in order to move and progress the way how China does. The reason why China has progressed so quickly and why it's done so well is because they're all on the same page. They all love their country, and they're all, for each other. They all have each other's back. And you can't have that in the United States the way it is now. The way it is now, there's so many lies. It's built on a bad foundation to start. And then other than that, it's also just so much infighting. Everyone hates each other. So black people pretty much get along with everybody, but everybody else hates black people, right? So the solution would be, like I said, you give every black person an option of, if you really want to speed it up, offer everybody $500,000 a piece. So that would be roughly like $25 trillion around there. But then you get what you want. You get all the black people out of your country and out of your hair, then you never have to think about them again. Because black people, once we're gone, once we're out the country, we're not gonna, we don't care what anybody else do. We'll just focus on ourselves and build our lives and build our families, and that'll be that. So it'll be a win-win type situation, So that's how I advise the U.S. to move if they want to get on the same page. Another thing that they can do, another way that they can do this would be to basically just come out and tell the truth and apologize for all the wrong that they've done, and put in place education system to basically teach everyone the same truth. Like, hey, listen, this is what was done in the past. This is what our ancestors did to your ancestors. And, you know, it was a terrible sin. It was wrong. And, you know, we want to start on the same foot where we're all Americans. We're all on the same page. And, you know, nobody's better than another person just because of the color of their skin. That's stupid. You know, we're better based on how we treat each other. We're better based on our actions. So they could put in place a whole new education system to get everybody on the same page. But I don't see the powers that be apologizing and saying that they're apologizing for what their ancestors done and what they're doing now, you know, what they still continue to do. You know, I don't see them doing that. You know, I think they would rather just pay the money, get rid of black people, and try to build their new utopia that way. You know, but you guys comment below, let me know, what do you think is more likely to happen? Like, and if you have a better way, you know, to move the U.S. forward. And then, so another thing too, let's talk taxes. So what I would recommend for, you know, everybody that, you know, is worried about, oh, what about all the black people are gone? What about the loss of income and all that? I wouldn't even worry about the loss of income, simply because what's going to happen is you're gonna have new laws and new things that are meant for white people, by white people, and then you can start doing things like you can get rid of income tax and instead put in, like, and also get rid of speed limits and put in place tolls all over all the major highways, where, you know, tolls are at least like $2 or $3 every time you drive on it. That the income from that alone, and have that go into the national treasury. You can do that, and that will greatly benefit. You know, you can use that money to develop and do whatever else you need to do. And then also, you can put in a sales tax for everything that is bought. It automatically goes back into the national treasury without having to go through an income system. Just put in place, like, anytime there's any transaction done, there's like a 5% sales tax that goes right back into the treasury, and that'll fix your tax problem right there. And then also, you can have a situation where you have the richest people donate, instead of putting money into people's, like, political political party. They could just donate to the whatever they want to see done. Like, let's say they want a new school to be built, and let's say they want a new gymnasium, or they want something new. You know, they can all donate to get whatever they want done in their communities. And I think all of those things, the U.S. will be fine financially, you know. But yeah, you guys comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is a good idea, and how if you don't like my solution for how to fix the U.S., I want you to comment below and let me know, how do you think the U.S. can go about saving itself? Yeah, but that's it for this one, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. King Keston, out.